Hey everybody, this is John and welcome to the free video. So we've got a specific pattern playing out here I want to talk to you about, and essentially this is how this works. Now this would be a little bit more interesting if this was a Thursday, Friday, Monday scenario, but it's not. Typically my favorite short play is that you get a breakdown on Thursday, you get continued weakness on Friday, and then essentially you have a crash Monday. So the last time that really happened in earnest was, gosh, 2 or 3 Augusts ago, but we ended up that Monday having a flash crash where the markets went limit down. Amazing trading day. And so the question is are we going to set up for a market crash on Monday as well? Well, here's what's interesting here is that if we do, so for Friday, if we do end up having another nasty down day, okay, close at the lows, what's going to happen is that's going to generate more panic over the weekend, and it's going to continue to generate margin calls, okay? So if we do have a nasty day tomorrow, close at the lows, I would want to be short over the weekend with the expectation that Monday could potentially be a limit down day, which means that the indexes go down 5%, okay? Now, that's one scenario. And again, if this was a Thursday, Friday, then I'd already be short. We'd be talking about the weekend, but so it's a little different scenario there. The other scenario that I'm looking at happening is similar to what happened in February, where we had 2 weeks of downward price movement, and then we started the process of forming what's called a W bottom. Okay, this is how big bottoms form. They always form a W like that. When it's just a normal trend, you get a little V-shaped bottom. Okay, but when you have a correction, it's always a W. So at that point, if that's what's going to happen, then what we want to see is we actually start the process tomorrow. You see this tail right here on that weekly bar. That means we'd have to start that process tomorrow. Mostly, typically close, we don't have to take out yesterday's high, but if we close like right around here, then that would start the process of a potential W bottom. Okay, and when I say a bottom like this, it doesn't necessarily mean we go on to make new highs. It just means that we catch our breath here. All right, anyway, fun stuff. All right, so one question people had today is like, we've got a couple of new tools out, and how do they do in this kind of a market? Well, they're great for catching, again, the ebbs and flows here. So we had the buy signal here, and again, remember, this is not hindsight. This pace real time. This one I thought was interesting. I was watching this one real time. The ticks actually got to minus 1200, and you can see we obviously pushed through it on the Qs from 168.70 down to about 168. So it was about 70 cents a heat, but then ultimately it kind of prevailed and kind of popped back up. So what's good about something like this is, again, you're just looking at these ebbs and flows, right? So we ebb down, we get the buy signal, boom. Now up here we didn't get a sell signal. You actually need to get a little bit more of a rally to generate that type of a momentum reversal. But we did get the other buy signal here towards the end of the day, and that was just kind of a nice little pop right there. And I talk about this ebb and flow stuff. Just again, remember, we're out of the sweet spot here. Once the monthly squeeze ends, as it did here in the middle of 2014, you go into violent consolidation. Okay, you can see here, I mean, these are 300-point drops in the S&Ps. It trades in a range. We are doing that right now. Okay, and that's going to continue, and you've got to be able to know how to trade that. So there's 2 different levels that we use. The first one, these range pivots on the daily chart. Okay, they essentially show you where a normal pullback's going to stop. Okay, first of all, once you hit this, you get out of all longs. You can short if you want. We did have some hedges in place that I took off right here. And then, of course, I did miss this move to the downside. That was a little frustrating, but that does happen in trading. But then once you take these out and you start getting some conviction, then you're going to get the panic sell-off all the way down to W lower. Okay, that's how those move. And then the other aspect of this is the daily ebbs and flows, which I get on a 30-minute chart. And same thing here, you break through 30-minute lower, and then at that point you typically pause 30-minute pivot, and then you come up to, in this case, 60-minute and 30-minute upper. That's like a clockwork ebb and flow play. So in addition to this, there's another tool here that I also like for the ebbs and flows, but it's also good for even doing timing a squeeze like this. So you can see here on Boeing, we had a nice move up, but this is a $10 pullback over 5 days. That destroys your calls, and a lot of people can get shaken out on something like that. So if you look at this, and if this will come through, it's sometimes on the black background here, but so this is where the squeeze, there were still red dots here. You can see we got the buy signal, that's where you can get in. All right, we're rallying up. We don't get any sell signals. We pull back a little bit, but there's no sell signals, so there's really not any concerns. We actually get another buy signal, but up here we get sell signals on the 240 and the 30-minute chart. Okay, now we've gone from 354 to 372. Okay, your calls have made a lot of money. Do you really want to hold through a 5-day $10 pullback? Okay, that sucks. So here, if you bought Delta 70 calls here, let's just say you bought the 350s. Okay. Great. You flip them up here. This is most likely on some. This is about a triple in your options. Close them out. The next pullback, you're still in a squeeze. Now you get new Delta 70s. So in this case, it'd be 365. So the 360 calls. All right, and then boom, you get a double here. So that's what I'm talking about, where you ebb and flow these things, and you have a lot less stress and a lot less frustration. And then for those of you that have some of our other tools, these work great and in alignment with, if you've got multi-MEMA, multi-squeeze, I got the top hats and the upper bands here, RAF, and this is all stuff I kind of use together now, and it's been great. So if you are interested in this, kind of a last-minute reminder that we are in the final stretch. If you go to simplertrading.com/method, it'll bring you to a page, and you've got 3 options here. The quick start is if you're new to Simpler, new to options, it's just a quick 2-hour class, kind of get you up to speed, gives you actionable intelligence that you can use the next trading day. Again, new to options, new to Simpler. If you are interested in those indicators, then you're going to look at the Pro class. And with the Pro class, you get the 2-hour quick start, a 4-hour strategy class, which is this Saturday, October 13th, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. 3 days of live trading on October 16th, 17th, and 18th, okay, just during market hours. We're going to put that into practice. And then you also get both of those indicators, okay? As a bonus, the multi-range indicator, which is based on momentum, as a bonus, for anybody that buys this before Saturday, you also get the additional one, which is the RSI. Okay, so essentially you're getting 2 indicators here. It'll be 1 indicator. You'll get a drop down where you get stochastic momentum or RSI, and I'll show you how you use both of those on Saturday. Okay. And then, of course, the other one is here. Now, also, too, there's a few spots remaining for, we've got free tickets to the end of year tax loss selling class. Okay, this is an $800 class that happens on the last day of the year, and it's this great event where there's specific situations with tax losses that drive stocks down. You buy them and you flip them out the following week. We do it every year. It's great. You can have a free ticket to that. It's like, I think it was like the first 250 people that get the Pro class get a ticket to that. So we're getting close to filling those out. But if you're seeing this, dive on this, and then you can take advantage of that as well. And then the Elite, it's all of that plus a live in-person event in San Francisco on the 29th and 30th, if you like that kind of thing. All right, this is going to be a fantastic class. These tools are also fantastic, and I think they're going to help a lot of people. This is why we do this kind of stuff, and looking forward to seeing you there.